Welcome back, everybody, to Two Dudes Talking Motorcycles. My name is Gleb, and you can follow me on Instagram at GlebLapham.
And my name is Mitch. You can follow me on Instagram at Meets to the Beach.
And you can also follow the podcast on Instagram at tdtmotorcycles. And you can also shoot us an email at tdtmotorcycles@gmail.com for any questions, comments, concerns, ride stories, pictures of your bikes, or anything else you want to share. We always love hearing from you guys. Yeah. So
We're back.
We're back.
Yeah.
We're back on regular schedule. And we don't have anything to talk about. Just kidding.
Nah.
We haven't have a grab bag of things to talk about.
Well, it just seems like from our last episode, we got some comments about mods and like getting a new bike and stuff like that. So
we kind of just wanted to address those. And then I bought some new motorcycle gear, so I'm going to talk about the pain in the ass process of buying motorcycle gear. And I'll start with the gear.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, because you got something that you say has kind of changed your ride.
Off-road, yes.
Off-roading, yeah.
So I bought like proper dirt riding boots because two reasons. So for the past like 6 years since I started riding, I had my TCX Drifter WP boots, and they're pretty much like, I bought them because initially one, I didn't ride off-road that much, and two, I thought they still offered enough protection off-road, and I feel like they have, because I've dropped my bike in those boots, and I have ridden off-road and banged my foot against rocks and other things wearing those boots, and my feet always came unscathed, and I had my bike literally fall on one of them one time, and my leg was still fine. So I never really like considered getting specific dirt boots until our friend Emerson, he bought the Alpine Star Tech 7s, and he was talking about how, all these different benefits that dirt boots have. So then that led me to kind of watching some videos and some recommendations. And the biggest thing for me when I was wearing my just adventure touring boots, my TCXs, and those boots are great. They're waterproof, they're tough, they've kept my feet safe with both off-road and on-road. I've never dropped my bike on-road, and hopefully that doesn't happen. Yeah. But when I have dropped it off-road, my feet have always been fine. I've never had like anything break. But a couple of things, they don't go as high as a lot of dirt boots. So I did bang my shin a couple of times on if I had to put my foot down off-road on like a foot peg or a crash bar.
Well, wasn't it California, like you banged your knee like directly above the boot line?
It was my shin.
Your shin, yeah.
It was my shin. It was like, right above the boot line. I mean, and I feel like that could still happen in the dirt boots, even though they're taller. If I go if there's like a dip or a rut in the road, and then my foot drops further than it would normally.
I thought that was a funny story, because it's like, man, like an inch or two lower, it would have been fine.
yeah, exactly. But they do have like, and then the adventure / touring boots also are a lot more flexible. So there's a lot less like rotational protection, or torsal, I think they call it, protection. So your foot has a higher chance of like rotating at the ankle, which can cause like pretty major injury if something like that were to happen. But the biggest thing for me was, especially riding long sessions off-road, is standing up on the foot pegs. The adventure boots, they have a lot more flexible sole, kind of like you would get from a normal street boot. Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit more rigid than that, because it has to still be certified for like crush protection compared to a regular boot. But the thing is it sags in the middle. So as I'm standing on the foot pegs, and I am not a light person, my foot kind of sags over the foot peg. And even though I got wider foot pegs, which did help a lot, it's still something that I've always kind of felt the pressure point on, because the sole is just not rigid enough to keep my foot flat. And when riding long ways off-road, what that caused was my foot to feel like fatigued a lot quicker, both my feet, and I would get like hot spots, or I would get like a higher chance of like getting a little toe cramp, because like my toes cramping up, because it's kind of like putting all that pressure right in the middle of the foot.
Mine was always my toe going numb.
Yeah. Like my, especially on my right foot for some reason. But I also get that while like snowboarding, if I'm wearing like snowboarding boots. I don't know. I think my feet just kind of hate every type of footwear, except my ultra running shoes. Yeah. But, so anyways, that was the major pain point. So I decided to kind of revamp my not my entire, but a lot of my riding setup this year. So I used, and I needed new pants because my switchbacks are all torn up and they're pretty old. I've had them for like 4 years at this point. My my touring boots I've had for 6 years because I bought them back in 2020 when I still had my Honda. But I'm still keeping those because I think they're still very useful and very good boots to have if I'm not planning on really riding off-road primarily, or if I'm doing like a long ride with maybe like just like a mile or two off-roading here and there to get to like a cool spot or to like a campsite. I think they still work great for that. But if I'm doing mostly off-road riding, I was like, I kind of want a specific boot for that just so I'm not feeling so worn out halfway through the ride on the trail. Yeah. Plus the better protection is always nice. And then I thought like, maybe in the future if I, have a chance to try out like a dual sport bike or something like, or like an actual dirt bike, I have something that can work better on that as well. Yeah.
So a question that I would have for you then, and like for anybody who might be listening, is now that you've done both and you've done we've done long trips with your ADV boots. Yeah. Do you think you could do like one of those trips with just those dirt boots? Like, do you see any benefit to ADV bike boots or?
I could see benefit to the ADV boots if you're doing like 80 to 90% of riding on the road. Okay. Because they're waterproof. Yeah. And they offer way better protection than you would get from something just like an ankle high boot.
Right. Of course.
So if you're like riding primarily just like touring on the road, but then you see like some spot or some section that you want to like maybe hit off-road, like I said, to get to a campsite, to get to like a nice overlook. Yeah. And you want to hit something off-road, you want a little bit more protection than like a lot of street boots offer. I think there's still a reason to have them. But if you're riding like 90% of it off-road, if you're doing the BDR, I would say like dirt specific boots all the way. Yeah. And then I feel like the thing I really like about my TCXs is that they have a resolable sole, which is very nice, but also the sole, it's kind of like a lot of like your regular boots. It has chunky lugs on the bottom. So it's really nice if you have to push your bike like on gravel, or if you have to just walk around on gravel and stuff, your feet doesn't feel like they're sliding. Like I have some street shoes that are like very flat on the bottom. And anytime there's even gravel on like the pavement or something, I put my foot down, it's like slides a little bit.
Yeah, that's how my street riding shoes are too. It's just like whenever you are in that position, it's just like, even if you're not doing an off-road day, if it's just like there's some gravel on the road or like there's been those instances like, boy, I really wish I had my chunkier boots on. Yeah, and they've been really nice for that. But the little shortcomings with like the sole being more flexible and then not going as high up your shin, that's where like the shortcomings are, and that's where I think the dirt boots really have a big advantage if you're primarily riding dirt. Yeah. So the dirt boots that I decided to get were the Garnet Fastback Enduros. And the reason I picked those is because I thought they were a really good price. They were not cheap, as is not the case with most motorcycle gear that's like good or well-known brand. They were $400, so they're not cheap boots. But they're still cheaper than the Tech 7s, the Alpine Star Tech 7s, and they still offered like the same level of protection. I watched several reviews on them, and I've watched different comparisons between different boots. And these just came up as like the good like protection to price to quality value. They're made in Italy, which is really nice. They have resolable soles as well. And from what I read online, Garnet is very well known for selling like a lot of the parts individually. So if a buckle breaks or if something or other breaks, you can replace it by just ordering the part. Gotcha. So your boot is not like out of service for long. I'll have to check them out. I just, cause like with my boots, they are ADV boots, but like, I have two sets. I got those like Triumph branded TCX like ones
more touring, or Forma. Right?
Yeah. And they're definitely more touring. Those Triumph ones are very thin. They don't have like a ton of protection all around, like as compared to like my Corazon
Alpine Stars.
Yeah, my Alpines, like Corzals by Alpine Stars.
Yeah,
because those are, you've seen them. They're hefty.
They're pretty hefty.
Like,
yeah, I feel like they're heftier than my TCX.
Oh yeah, 100. I was gonna say they're definitely more like. I think they lean more into like to the dirt boot than most ADV boots do. But I still run into that problem even with the wider foot pegs because we have the same foot pegs. Standing is like after long standing.
Starting to feel your feet get achy.
Oh yeah, really, especially like in the arch.
Yep, that's exactly right. I have the problem.
So it's like, so maybe I need to check out some dirt boots, but like not like but still like, I don't know, maybe it's just this year. I just haven't done a lot of riding at all this year either. So
yeah, I mean, I haven't either yet, and it's already getting very hot.
Yeah. Weird weather.
But so I got a chance to take out the boots last weekend. I went up Reservation Ridge with Emerson, and that's where we camped last fall. And I think we had an episode where we talked about that. So same trail that we rode last year, different, like new boots, same bike, same setup, everything else. And I did notice a very big difference, especially in my feet and the arches. And the other reason I went with these boots is though part of their sole is pretty flat in terms of like tread on the boot itself, because I feel like a lot of dirt boots, they have very smooth surface, so you can kind of move your foot back and forth on the foot peg easier. But on the outside, they do have a little bit more lugs to them, so you can still walk and not have your feet slide out on you on gravel. Which came in handy because I did end up dropping my bike. We were going through kind of a muddy spot, and Emerson kind of like wiggled his way through, and I got a little too hesitant where I should have like kept a little bit more speed. But it was also kind of tricky to see where the good line was, and my tires just got completely like caked in mud, and they were slippery. Like my back wheel was spinning, and my bike wasn't moving. So I tried to kind of
the same tires. I know Emerson's tires are way more chunky.
Way chunkier. So he was having a little bit of an easier time, but I was like trying to kind of like waddle my bike.
Oh yeah.
And kind of like slowly get it to move. And I got right past the mud puddle, right past that. And there was like the road kind of inclined a little bit. So I tried to like let the bike kind of just drop back down to a level surface so I can keep slowly like inching forward. And it just kind of ended up getting away from me, and I ended up dropping it. Bike was fine. I was fine. Boots worked great, even though they didn't even get a it's like the bike fell on the boot. I kind of just like
stepped off,
dropped the bike and stepped off of it, and then we picked it back up and like wheeled it forward. But even just us pushing it to like a dry spot where I could get back on, I could feel the back wheels just like sliding back and forth, and I was like, oh,
yep.
And then we realized it was a dry spot through a campsite nearby that we could have just detoured through. So, but it was fun.
Yeah, no, you made it hard. So,
yeah. But the boots, like, they worked great, and I think like overall, like on top of like my like on the upper part of the boot, I didn't notice that much of a difference. Like on my legs and stuff, I felt very similar to these, and I don't think these boots are waterproof, so they do maybe breathe a little bit better than my TCXs, which are waterproof, which is why I would still keep them for like long tours where I don't plan on going off road.
Yeah.
Or at least not planning on doing long stretches off road, just like
big long haul. Yeah.
Just like a couple of like miles here and there. But yeah, on these dirt boots, the biggest thing I noticed is because that sole is so rigid, like there's no flex to it. When I'm walking in them, it feels like I'm walking in ski boots a little bit because you're kind of like heel toe, like as you're stepping, because there's no flex. But they do have a hinge at the ankle, so which is kind of nice. So it allows it for a little bit more of a natural movement.
Yeah.
But yeah, my feet, for the most part, did not get fatigued. I still get a little bit of like toe falling asleep on my right foot, but I think
that's just gonna have to happen.
I think it's just my feet. I think my arches just kind of do that because I get it while snowboarding as well.
And with boots like that too, because like one thing too, right, is like if you're planning on doing off road, like you want your boots to be cinched. Like obviously you want not like super duper tight or anything, but you do want them tighter than
you don't want your foot like sliding around inside.
Yeah, you want them secure.
Yeah. I had them pretty secure, and I had to actually go to like a size 10 when normally I wear size 11 boots because Garnet sizing seems to be a little like askewed. I mean, if you're shopping for Garnet boots, go off whatever European size you wear versus whatever American size you wear, because their chart's kind of like one size off, I feel like, compared to some other brands.
Yeah.
But yeah, the size 10 fit me well. I was a little worried because they have these like plastic on the outside for extra protection. I was a little worried that they might be a little bit too narrow, and it did feel like like my big toe on each foot was kind of like, or like the toe knuckle, I guess, whatever it's called, was kind of like pretty close and up to like the side of the boot.
Yeah.
So I was a little worried that would like feel weird, but as the ride went on, it kind of felt better and better. So I think they kind of like worn in just a little bit. But from what I read online, these boots do not like wear in a whole lot because they're already pretty like true to size.
Yeah.
So there's not much of a stretch that they'll give. But I did notice it was a little bit easier, or they felt much better like towards the end of the ride versus towards the beginning. The biggest thing I struggled with was shifting. I did have to adjust my shift lever so it sat a little bit higher so I can like get my foot underneath it, but still it's because it's not as flexible. Like I wish I could show this on the podcast, but if you're watching on YouTube you can see me doing the motion with my hand, but like it's not as flexible on like flicking your foot up to upshift, and I had a hard time. Like I would flick my foot up, but it wasn't enough of a movement to like kick into.
You got to do more of like an ankle movement.
Like I almost had to like lift up my whole leg to get it hooked up and like actually upshift, which took me a minute to get used to. And I had a lot of times where, especially we were in town and like after grabbing gas, where I would like accidentally shift into neutral instead of second, like pulling off the lights. So you hear the whole.
That's just part of new boot goofing though. You gotta get used to your shifter again. You know?
So I'm gonna have to play around with it a little bit more because it does still feel like. I need to find that little sweet spot where I can hinge my foot down to flick it up without having to lift my entire leg.
See about adjusting your lever.
Yeah. But then other than that, these boots, like, and then part of the other reasons I went with them is because I think they look dope.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to look cool if I'm riding my motorcycle.
Well, I was going to say, I've noticed too, like from when I was first getting into motorcycling, especially like when it comes to like ADV and dirt stuff, seems like brands are making like dirt bike or like dual sport type boots, like with more like earth tones. Like they're not so like flashy as like, they don't look like motocross boots all the time now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then that's why one of the reasons, because these are like,
well, there's an aesthetic to the adventure bike boots.
Yeah. And I want to look good while I'm riding my bike, but they have natural leather grain and like the actual boot, but then they also have this kind of like black plastic cladding kind of around them, which I wasn't a fan at first, but now they kind of got a few scuffs on it. I think it looks a little bit better. And it doesn't look like super flashy. The logo isn't like giant white Alpine Star logo that I like to do. Yeah. They look pretty subdued. I really like them. And I think if you are like an adventure rider, if you're getting into it and you primarily want to ride dirt, you want to hit up the BDRs, you want to explore as many dirt trails as you can, I think it's worth investing in actual dirt boots versus like ADV or touring boots. But if you're primarily riding on-road, 90% on-road, and then hitting the off-road like for 10% just to, like I said, get to a campsite or something like that, I think just get like touring ADV boots that are a little bit more substantial than like just plain old road boots.
Yeah.
And then when I was watching some of the reviews, one of the ones that I saw that kept popping up is kind of like in the same category, where it was like an enduro boot, but it was more geared towards like adventure riding, but still offered the same level of protection as like the dirt boots. And that was the Revit Expedition boot, which retails for like $800, which is a very expensive boot. And those are the ones that Itchy Boots wears on YouTube. Yeah. But I was like looking at them more, and they actually do have like a lot more tread on the sole, so you can like walk around in them better. But they still sit up really high on your leg. Yeah. And their sole is still like very rigid, so they offer like.
I wonder how the arch support is like on the peg.
That's what I'm wondering.
Especially with that soft sole you're talking about, like, because that's gonna.
The sole is not soft; it's just lugged. So it's got lugs on it. Yeah. But I think but I wonder if like, but I think the sole itself on them is still like.
Well, that's what I found like with my boots is like I can feel like I can't bend the boot at all. You know, like there is a rod or something in there that like a flat piece that does keep the foot there, but like even when I'm on the pegs on mine, like all that treading underneath it, like it's still soft, so it applies pressure. It applies pressure really weird. So that's why I'm kind of like maybe I need to look into some dirt boots for like when we do these long rides off road, because with that soft stuff, it's like I have the arch support. Yeah. But all that soft stuff like pushing down on the peg, like kind of nullifies that art support.
Yeah, I mean, for $800, I hope they kind of.
I hope they figure that out.
I would love to see them in person and just try them on just to see.
I'm not spending $800
unless I'm touring around the world, then it might be worth it. But not for like the amount of writing that we do. But but they're like I think it was Brett Turax or. Was one of the ADV instructors on YouTube. He's got his YouTube channel. He did like a whole comparison between a bunch of different boots, including mine. And then he mentioned like the Revit Expedition boots. And I was like, oh, wow. I didn't know Revit had like a dirt level protection, like touring boot. And they do. And it's $800 something. So it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
But
just store it in the shopping cart when you're buying your GSA.
Yeah. And but yeah, like I said, these boots, they go up higher on my shin, so I think they'll offer better shin protection. They have a lot more like hard plastic on them, for better protection. And that sole is very rigid, and they still look cool. I still love how they look, so I'm very happy with the purchase, and I really enjoyed riding in them. I also ended up buying some Moscow Moto, their woodland pants, which are CEB certified, so certified for abrasion resistance. And then I bought some of their hip armor, their armored undies. And then the knee armor that they had is unfortunately did not fit me. I needed the larger size, but that's out of stock. So I ordered myself some Revit knee armor. It should be here sometime next week. But but the woodland pants, because my other switchbacks, they're kind of looking worse for wear, and they're torn in places from the foot pegs. But this time I also decided to go with pants that go in your boot instead of sitting outside of it, because to avoid the pants snagging on the foot pegs or other parts of the bike.
Yeah, those are the pants I want too. So,
So I haven't had a chance to ride in them yet because they came after the ride, and then I didn't have any armor to wear. I don't have any full set of armor to wear underneath them yet.
You should bring them down next time you're down at my place, and then you could like try on, because I have the XL. I think I have the size you need for the knee pads. Oh, so you could try them on.
Nice. That would be.
You're not trying on my boxers, but
no,
yes,
I'm good. Those fit me, thankfully.
Yeah, you got your own, right?
Yep,
So,
Yep. But yeah, so I'm just kind of slowly revamping my motorcycle wardrobe, especially with how hot it gets in the summer. I kind of want like a little bit lighter gear. I also want to get some like upper armor and just roll with a jersey, but I want something that still has a decent amount of like abrasion resistance, because I don't want to pack an extra layer just to ride on the highway. So slowly kind of building up a little bit of a collection.
Yeah, and that's what I had started doing at the beginning of the year. Like I got all the Moscow armor that you need. Want. It's like I want the pants, but it's been a interesting year to say the least for me. So
I'm trying to kind of revamp a little bit of my motorcycle gear, mainly because like some of my stuff is feeling a little older, and I kind of just want new stuff. Not that it's necessarily like bad. I just want new stuff.
Well, what I started doing, like maybe I already mentioned it, but just really quickly, like with my old ADV jacket, I took all the armor out of that, because with that base armor thing I have now, it's like I have the jersey for when it's hot. If it gets shitty weather or whatever not, I can just throw that jacket on without the armor, since I have the armor on me. So,
and then one of my other reasons for like updating the pants and switching to like the knee and the leg armor and the hip armor that's separate from the pants is because last year when I was doing the Idaho BDR with Emerson, I had a
shifting,
fall.
Right? What? The shifting, like the armor.
The armor shifted, like, well, not the armor, but the pant itself kind of like shifted to the side a little bit when I fell off my bike, and I ended up like bruising my knee pretty good because the armor wasn't in this place. So I'm like, okay, if it's like spandex material keeping the armor in the same spot all the time, I feel like that's going to be offer better protection in the long run. But anyways, that's my little review of the boots, at least. Again, those were Garnet Enduro fastbacks, and I think they have ones that are like just fastbacks, and they have like more of a flat sole on the bottom, and then the Enduro ones have a little bit more lugs on them, so if you need to get off your bike and push it like we had to do in the mud, it was actually kind of helpful because they provide a little bit more traction. Overall, so far, I mean, only after one ride, I'm really happy with them, and if you're looking for dirt boots, definitely check those out, because I think they're really well priced for what you get. But yeah,
sweet, nice. I'm excited. I'm gonna get back on my bike next week, so but
go ahead.
Oh, sorry. But no, like from our last episode, looks like we got some people to message in as well. We're talking about mods and stuff. And then
as a reminder, I was just going to remind them what we were talking about. we were talking about like not buying your first motorcycle, but buying a new motorcycle or a motorcycle in general, and then the additional costs that you're probably going to have to make it like either more comfortable or just add little like extra mods or creature comforts to it.
Yeah.
And what's like the additional cost that you'll probably have after buying one.
And for me on that topic, William wrote in, William says, my first mods, tail tidy, rear spools, battery tender, tail bag. And that his first bike was a Z500. Goes on to say, not sure how much I want to add to it, but thinking bar risers and adjustable levers next. And like, yeah, so what it sounds like from the comment, you've had your bike for a minute, Will, and bar risers are going to make it more comfortable for you if you want those adjustable levers to get exactly what you need in.
Yeah.
Nice. Very, very good mods to go with.
Especially like having adjustability is kind of nice because you never know.
Well, it's like we said, like your bike will let you know, like where you're at, where it's at.
Exactly.
It's like, so like you figure out maybe like if your bike came with adjustable levers, maybe the stock ones just aren't quite getting there, or if you want those cool shorter ones, which I kind of like. Yeah. But I don't know. I'd say like a battery tender is kind of just like a needed accessory.
Battery tenders I think are very useful. My bike already, the dealership installed one. Yeah. Already on there. Well, not the tender itself, but like the adapter for it. Yeah. Tail tidy. You did a tail tidy on yours just for like more aesthetic.
And Emerson helped me do that. We just kind of like butchered the plastic shroud to get like the mount on, because like the way Triumph made that is just so it's like we did some actual hands-on modification. Like Emerson pulled out his like Dremel and like drew cut it down. So
my bike, I never felt like it needed a tail tidy because it's already kind of a little tighter back there, but yours is more of that classic motorcycle look, so I think yours definitely benefits from
I think so many bikes benefit from a tail tidy,
especially nowadays, because I feel like a lot of them stick out so far. But a lot of those like low aesthetic mods and comfort mods, it's always a good thing to have, and I think that's a good example to show that like once you start riding a lot, you'll kind of know where the little shortcomings are when you want to like add a little bit more
for sure
to the bike.
So no, definitely. But yeah, Will, thanks for writing in and letting us know
about. Thank you so much for the comment.
Yeah, adding to it too. It's just like, because that's it got me thinking about them again. Yeah, about mods and stuff. So, but yeah, and then we have a second one here too.
Comment from Romizo. That's just what their username is, and this actually goes back to one of our older episodes, and that was Chris's first ride. So if it was episode 65, but it was when we had our friend Chris on the show. And she got her.
She took the MSF. She got her bike.
And then she got her bike, and then went like on the first like actual full on ride. So we interviewed her, and if you want to go back to watch that episode, it's great perspective on like a new rider and like being fresh out of the MSF course. Go ahead and listen to that.
Taking on a motorcycle journey for the first time.
Yeah, she has a lot of good points to share. But. This comment says, passed the course in April, got a bike and done some short rides. Still nervous AF about traffic and longer rides, but I know I'm not going to get more used to it if I don't ride. Worried about damaging the bike and then maybe me. Luckily, I don't have a need for speed, so no need to rush. Yeah. And I think the no need to rush is a very important point there, because I feel like we oftentimes, maybe not see it, but you often hear on the news or whatnot, some like rider like that's like 18 or like early 20s when hauling ass on the freeway because they decided to get a Ninja 600 and then just cream themselves into a wall.
The way you said that was funny, but but
and it's like there was really no need to rush. There's no need to try to like keep up with faster riders. There's no need to be reckless. There's no need to do something you're uncomfortable with, because A, I think it's going to like build bad habits, and then B, it's going to hurt you or your bike or somebody else. And those are the things that you really want to avoid.
And I would say too, like, I think it's good that you're a little nervous, like that. Have a healthy
I think
dose.
That's very, a very normal reaction. Because I remember getting like my first time getting on the freeway on my bike. That shit was terrifying. Yeah. All the noise and how fast everything's moving, and you're going like 80 miles an hour, and like feeling how much more you have to like push to get the bike to lean, to churn, and doing all that stuff. It's a big big like.
It just speeds up like how fast you need to like process and intake everything happening all at once and stuff.
Even back when I was like 16 and getting my driver's license, or 15 when I had like my permit, and I went on a road in front of my parents' house that's only 45 miles an hour, and then just like accelerating to that speed in a car as a teenager, that already felt like terrifying enough. So doing that on the like going fast on a bike on the freeway for the first time, that was a little nerve-wracking. I remember like white knuckling, being like a little tight on the grip, and you just have to remind yourself to relax.
And I was gonna say, like, I think it's good that you have that little bit of nervousness, and like, and to your point of, you know, there is no need to rush. You just passed the MSF in April. It's June. Like you're doing just fine.
Assuming, I don't know where you live, but hopefully you got plenty of time to ride.
Well, I was like, you're doing just fine. You finished the MSF. You've been out on some short rides. Like, you're gonna keep expanding and growing and pushing the envelope, you know, to your speed, and there's no reason to like burst that bubble. You know, so and enjoy the process and
and then be nervous, but don't be like so nervous and so overthinking about everything that it causes you to like lose focus of the ride itself. Because if you're also too nervous, then I feel like you also like start to make mistakes, because that's the thought of like crashing or dropping and stuff like that overtakes your ability to like be present in the moment and overcome like whatever shows up.
And where you're nervous, you know, you mentioned you're worried about damaging the bike. Like, I mean, that was me for the longest time. I'm still nervous about doing it, especially just for the cost of repair. But guess what? I've dropped my bike twice now.
3 times for me.
It's gonna happen. Luckily, we haven't been in any accidents. We hope we never do. Like we talk about riding safely and setting ourselves up for it to be in a position like where we can react to stuff on the road. And that's going to come with experience and time.
Definitely.
You know, but like you're hurting yourself. Like,
protect yourself more than the bike. If I would say, get the proper gear, get a good fitting, like
practice
proper, well-fitted gear. Practice your emergency maneuvers.
If you have to drop your bike in a parking lot,
wear a helmet. Get some like what's called like sliders, frame sliders, and things like that. If you're really worried about dropping your bike, or depending on the kind of bike it is, like
they do make modifications for those.
So. Like crash bars and stuff, they can mitigate a lot of the damage that you might do to it. But just know that like it's much easier to fix the bike than it is to fix your body. So like don't do something reckless that will hurt yourself. If you feel like the bike's gonna drop, like sometimes it's better just to let it drop than trying to save it and like hurting yourself in the process, or like pulling a muscle or something like that.
As someone who is like obsessed with like I don't want to drop my bike. I love my bike. I love my bike. Don't drop it. You know, it's like once it happened, it's like, hey, the bike's okay.
Once it happens the first time, like every other drop feels so minimal.
You're just like, comparison. Okay, like the bike is okay. Like if my handguards for like on my bike's case, if the handguards did break, that's a relatively affordable fix.
I mean, first time I dropped my bike, one of my fairings broke, my handguard broke. Just fixed it. Replaced most of those parts you can order. Especially if they're plastic parts, like super easy, because you just pop on a new one and you go on about your day. But depending on the bike, like the biggest concern is like cracking the engine case or something like that happening. But if you're riding primarily like on the road, you'd probably be more worried about just like the hard points, like mirrors, handlebars, levers, and then like parts of the frame, which the frame sliders and stuff like that can come in handy.
And I can talk about that when we're done, but like I also just want to include too, like bike I don't know how much we've mentioned bike maintenance, but I saw a doozy of a bike today getting coffee.
Ooh, tell me.
So again, everybody check your tires. There was a bike outside the coffee shop, and both tires were bare. Like no tread. They were shiny. Like, it was like, ooh.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's a very good point. Like those things will help you keep your bike and you safe. Like tires, chain maintenance, brakes, all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's like, boy, if you and this bike had been dropped, you know, it looked like it had been used this bike probably had a good life, you know. But I think some new tires would have helped it. But just take care of your bike too.
Definitely.
That's going to be a big one, especially like as you're a new rider, if you bought a used bike, check those tires.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And even if they have minimal wear, check them for like dry rot and cracking and things like that. Because if it's been sitting around for a while, those are also things that could potentially affect the quality of the tire, and you don't want that stuff going flat or popping on you mid-ride. But yeah, I think in general, just like being nervous is totally okay. Take it at your own pace. Ride on days where there's like less people on the road. If it like being around traffic makes you nervous, and then over time you kind of get more and more used to it. But definitely like don't let that scare you away from riding.
No, definitely not.
Like, because it won't feel any better by just avoiding it.
No, and again, like congrats to passing your course. It's awesome. It's awesome that you get to ride. Like
fun feeling, and getting your first bike is like such a good feeling because it feels just cool.
Well, you feel good. It's like, I got a motorcycle now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's fun. So.
It is fun. It's fun, and congratulations, and good luck on your riding. Stay safe, ride safe. Don't be in a rush.
No, I think you're doing great.
The fact that you already have that mentality, I think, is already like going to set you apart from a lot of from a good chunk of riders. But that's pretty much all I have too.
Those comments caught our eyes, and
we kind of just wanted to discuss them. One more thing. This is going back to buying gear.
Oh yeah.
There's so many options for motorcycle gear, and so many brands have like so many different sizings and stuff that it can become like such a big pain to shop for. It can be
overwhelming.
It's a little overwhelming, and
especially if you're new to this world.
And like one of the things is like especially if you're shopping online, which I feel like most of us will do, unless you live in like a big city where you have like plenty of either dealerships or you have like a giant cycle gear or some kind of motorcycle like gear shop. We have cycle gears, but my local one, the selection there is garbage. Even the one in Salt Lake is a little bit better, but still like is missing so many things.
Yeah,
I feel like so it makes it hard.
More often than not, you have to like order it online. Even at the store, they're like, "Oh, we can order it for you,"
which makes it tricky because you just want to like for boots, for example, I ordered one size and I had to ship those back and order the new ones because like none of the stores nearby had them, so I had to just order them, ship them back. So it's just like a really lengthy process, but at the same time, also like if something does not feel right or doesn't fit right away, don't be lazy and go exchange it, ship it back, get the different size or get a different brand if like none of the sizes work, because you want your gear to feel comfortable. I mean, it's not going to be as comfortable as like regular street clothes, but you also don't want it to feel like you don't want it to be putting you in pain. Yeah. Because then you won't want to wear it or you won't want to ride.
Yeah. And case in point for me, like my first like cold weather gloves, that I got before I had heated grips and stuff. It's like I got them and I was just a little bit lazy. I was just like, these will work. They're a little tight, but they'll work.
Yeah.
We were on our Colorado trip and we were wearing those the entire way home, freezing. Yeah. Like my pinky was hurting. It was like I feel like circulation was getting cut off a little bit.
It makes
so it's
a
like
big difference.
Yeah, like wear the right gear.
Yeah. It makes a huge difference.
If we haven't brought that up before.
And just with shopping, like I feel like it's just like requires a little bit of patience, like shipping them back and forth, unless you have a store you can physically pop into.
Well, it seems like some good
in your city.
Some like the good brands too. Is they're like they're a smaller operation, but they're popular, and so it's like
Moscow.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call them small, but like boy, they are popular.
They are very popular.
Their demand is outpaced their supply.
Yeah, and I can see why, because they do. I feel like all the stuff that I've used from them has been pretty high quality.
Yeah,
but it's just kind of like a little frustrating. I wish there was like an REI motorcycle gear where you can like really go and try on a bunch of stuff, which I guess cycle gear is kind of like that, but they're still very limited on what the brands like. Even the one in Salt Lake that I went to down in Draper, the one not Salt Lake but down in Draper that I went to, it's a pretty big store, and I tried to like see if they had any like adventure helmets that I want to like try on, just like physically look at and see how they feel. They had like 5RI XD5s, and then like a Billion Sedici, which is like their in-house brand, and then like one Bell helmet, and then that was it. And I was just like, there's really nothing, because like 7 of these are the same helmet, in different colors. And then the rest is like in-house brand, which I don't really like the Tedici brand. I wanted to try out some other stuff. They just don't have it. Sometimes local motorcycle dealers also carry gear, so that's a good place to try out too.
I've had more luck going to my local dealer getting gear I've needed lately. So.
Yeah. But it's just kind of a frustrating pain point that it's very hard to like try on gear, and it makes it even trickier if you're a new rider to like go in and try stuff in person. But anyways, that's my little rant.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Get proper gear for the riding that you do. If you're doing to a track, try on the leather suit and track boots. If you're primarily street riding, get the street gear that looks casual but has the protection. If you're touring, get touring gear. If you're off-roading, get off-road specific gear, depending on primarily what you do.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's the message.
No, I agree. I would also just add to it's like we've mentioned too. It's like just spend the money, get something good that fits well for you. But also, I've learned, especially now with you're talking about the boots. I'm like, yes, but also keep in mind that your needs are probably going to shift, or you're going to realize you were wrong in your assumptions. You're going to be spending more money.
You will spend more money,
but
that's just part of it.
It is, like just be safe.
I think that's like with any hobby. Like I snowboard. I've gone through like 4 pairs of snowboarding boots in the last like 5 years because, well, my old ones fell apart. I had to get new ones. Those I didn't like the fit of, and they never really like fit right. I got other ones. Those fell apart. I got new ones. Used them 3 times because our season sucked, and I still hate them.
Yeah. No, and like I bought like cargo racks for like the ones for my bike to protect the tail or the exhaust.
Yeah.
To throw something over it so it's not touching it. But then I have the other one I bought for that slide on. Things like, well, I'm thinking about replacing that too. It's just
there's always gonna be stuff. You're gonna find.
There's gonna be something, but as long as you're. That was my point too. Is that with the gear that you're buying, like you're buying it because it looks cool or it's comfortable, like, but it's also gonna keep you safe. So like that, just keep that in mind. That's like the big thing is
it's worth it.
Whatever you're shifting your riding to, is that you have the proper gear to protect yourself first and foremost.
And any gear that claims to be like useful for like multiple types of riding is going to be some kind of compromise in that gear.
Take a step back and you're like,
Yeah. So I don't know. It's very user dependent.
Yeah.
On
like
what kind of
for
stuff
me,
you end up
it's
buying.
like we're starting to shift to like dirt bike gear, like even in like the clothes we wear, it's like, oh, we have this adventure jacket. It's like, and it is a good jacket. It's great. But how useful is it? Like if it's like 90 degrees,
it's not.
Yeah. So like I want something a little bit more breathable, lighter.
Yep. Exactly. So. Anyways, that's our episode. Hopefully this was hopefully there's some useful information in here. And if you've acquired some new gear recently, shoot us a comment or an email and let us know what you got. Yeah, I actually would be curious to hear from people like what they think of what they have. Yeah. Or if they think, especially if you're like a track or like a sports rider or something like that, like legitimately go like track days and stuff like that. I'm very curious to see like how you came to like the gear that you need. Is it like a full-on leather race suit? Like what kind of boots you're wearing, gloves? Is it like a 2-piece? I'm just very curious because that's like a whole level of gear that I have know nothing about because I've never. Like I don't have a track bike. I've never ridden on the track. No, it would be interesting to hear from people. Like, why do you think this certain piece of gear is so useful for you, or do you think it would be beneficial for anyone else riding? So, so shoot us a comment, message us on Instagram, shoot us an email at tdtmotorcycles@gmail.com. And whatever gear you do have or that you're looking at buying, we also have our link, so you can you can support the show. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Yep. And you can still get your stuff from Revzilla or Cycle Gear. And that's in the description down below. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next show. See ya.